This is a historic little
What do you want?
event. Oh, right in front of here.
Okay.
Are you
I
okay?
like being floated. He always looks better than me. No.
We already have a guy who crawls on walls and spins webs. We already have a guy who's the god of thunder and a fellow who's got green skin and he breaks through buildings up and so forth. But since some viewers might not speak fluent Skrull, we'll use our mighty Marvel language converter. As a matter of fact, our sales have tripled in the past 3 years, which is quite a publishing phenomenon.
Slower, but still got 7.
No, you promised we were going to take this very serious.
Oh, hey, come on, I love this stuff for my
I
youth.
mean, Mike.
Spidey's 30th birthday. What do you get Spider-Man for 30?
Them in countless horror movies they usually referred to as the dead who walk. Now what can they possibly have to do with Tony Stark or his armored alter ego, the invincible Iron Man?
Well, I have a good feeling about this. Yeah. Peter's the guy building it. I just follow along, you know.
What a great team. You got a great guy.
He's just terrific. I never would have done this when my contract ended. He said, "Hey, Stan, now you're free. Let me build a company." If he could do it for me, imagine what he could do for you guys.
It's going to be the synergy.
200 to 300 fan letters every day, probably as much as the Beatles. I spend most of my time reading the mail and quite a lot of time answering it. During this time, I think I've learned a lot about what young people think. More importantly, I think I've learned a lot about what young people are.
Wouldn't want to change anything about me.
Gee, you're definitely not the same guy I've been writing about all these years. My guest is somebody who is not only an old friend and associate, but one of the genuine talented movers and shakers of our business, Roy Thomas. So I figured, okay, if we have to do a team, that's fine, but we're going to do it differently than anybody else does it. So instead of a lot of good guys who always won at the end and they were brilliant and they were superior to the villains and they never did anything wrong, we came up with the Fantastic Four, who inevitably did something wrong.
Paid dividends down the line. A lot of people seem to be short-sighted on a lot of things. So
How does it feel to know that someday in the future they'll talk of you as the man who popularized three-dimensional perspective webbing? I mean, boy, that's a distinctive trait. Nobody else will have anything like that.
Since moving to work at Marvel's production center in California, Lee has acquired a home with a pool, a pair of sunglasses we never saw him take off, and a position as an elder statesman with the folks back at the Marvel offices in New York. Stan still contributes to special issues.
And then another thing you might jot down, Jim. On page 13, he had his helmet on, and Believers. I'm Stan Lee, co-author of How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, and creator of Spider-Man, the Incredible Hulk, and a whole caboodle of other comic book characters that my legendary modesty prevents me from mentioning. Now, I'll be your host and guide as we journey together along the rambunctious road to comic book artistry, which is to say, it looks like we're stuck with each other for the next little while.
What is it that you're known for?
You got to be kidding.
I am, of course.
Well, originally I created Courageous Cat.
That was that animated show
an
you
animated
did, right?
cartoon. But I think when I was 18, I tripped across a character called Batman.
How do you pronounce it?
B-A-T-man. It was called Batman by Robert Kane.
In
In 1939, when I was 3 years old, Stan. That's when I created the Batman. I'm now 42 on my good days. Anyway, Batman is my claim to infamy.
Yeah, I always thought it was the cat things to think about because you always want something different. I remembered we had a character called the Human Torch who was very popular, and he was a guy. I mean, it's an everyday occurrence. He could burst in flame and fly. So it occurred to me, why not do the opposite? So that was Iceman.
Hey, true believers, I'm Stan Lee, and I want to tell you about the most fantastic sweepstakes ever. How would you like to work with me for a day as editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics? Just enter the Kmart and Marvel Comics Watch and Win sweepstakes this May and June. Get your Watch and Win scratch-off game card at participating Kmart restaurants and win one of 18 million discounts on Kmart food and drinks, plus 2,500 other prizes. Just watch the Marvel Action Hour and answer my questions. Details at participating Kmart restaurants.
Boom! We're live. What is up, aka Patter's Happy President's Day. We're at the final prompt for StanUARY is here. Now, we got to say a big thank you to Justin. He's our co-creator. He's the guy that came up with the prompt list. He's the guy that was in our original AKA Pad Army chat, just randomly mentioned a StanUARY. And he's like, I think this would be a great idea for like a sketchbook challenge, and it's a good theme. I said, dude, I'm in. Just DM me, and let's take it from there. And he did. And look at what's happening. We have the very first live streamed do-it-yourself comic sketchbook do-it-yourself comic book challenge. It's one of a kind. One of a kind. There's a few things what do we have? What do we have over here? Yo, Justin, I was just talking about you, bud. I was singing your praises. Justin, we're like here. Look, we got Groot. Like, we are done. And, I'm just cleaning up a little bit of my Black Panther prompt that I thought it was a little bit of a gift being delayed as much as I was because, Black Panther kind of is, it fell into Black History Month. And why the hell not? I thought it was good to stream Black Panther during that time or this time. But I'm just cleaning some of this up because, again, everyone, as we know, I am moving. There is a mechanized army helping me move because, we have things. We have like 40 boxes of comics. We have about, 10 giant boxes of clothes alone. There's things with the new facility to manage. There's movers, there's family, there's boyfriends and girlfriends, and people reaching out to me asking if I need help. So it's a big process. Weekends are not just this entire year. So thus far hasn't really become a primary live stream weekend situation, but. Coming next month, a lot of that stuff's going to change. When I move, priority one is going to be to get all of this stuff going again as quickly as possible. Justin, thank you so much, dude. No, but Justin, really, I think we all owe a lot to you because I know a lot of people watch these streams and learned a lot of stuff. I was hanging out with one of my friends for a little bit yesterday, more of a impromptu late Sunday hangout session. My friend ended up in the city, so I went to go meet him at this one bar, and he was telling me, he was like catching up on a lot of the streams, and he was just like, there was like just a lot of that Stan Lee stuff you were putting out, that I just had no clue of, and like that's why it's important, Justin. We do these things to crank up our skill sets, and we do these things also to educate ourselves. And in so, we are also educating other people. And look, check it out, Justin. I got this yesterday. I went back and forth with a couple dealers to get the entire run of this. Oh my God. And then one of my local comic shops, the guy kind of mentioned he had like some beat up 2099 stuff, and I said, I will take whatever Ravage 2099 you have on site. So I went there, and believe it or not, he had one of these, and he hooked me up with it. So I was hoping to get a little bit of a vein. I call it a vein when I get a run of a book that is missing issues like here and there. Yeah, all for fun and getting better, right? But yeah, like we are there even when it comes to me cleaning up panels. So I still want to do what I'm going to call like a closeout stream, and it's going to involve drawing the inside back cover and the back cover because believe it or not, I have a plan of action for this. Now, I have a plan of action for the back cover. Doesn't mean I know what to do. Because I don't, but I'm still looking for suggestions because I like the obscure stuff. And on the inside front cover, we have our advertisement for Spider-Man 2099, and I still have the light box, the logo here. So I mean, we still have some work But here we go, people. Day 30. We already have day 31 in the bag. We're still going to end with Stan Lee at the bottom panel. And here, this is going to be simple, okay? We're doing Baby Groot. That's the only representation from the movie. We're going to do Groot 1960, Tales to Astonish, 13 first appearance. Okay? Triple created. Stan Lee, Larry Lieber, and Jack Kirby. And then we're going to do the Guardians of the Galaxy 2000 series that led to the popularity of Groot to be used in the movie. Why are we doing that? Because everyone effing draws the Groot from the movie all the time. And I don't know. I think we can change it up. I think we should change it up. Now I'm looking for my lettering marker here, which I'm not having any luck at all. Is this it? This nope. Wow. Where did it go? So keep in mind too, everything this way is in complete chaos because of the move. I am just losing more and more track and control of my drawing, my drawing papers. I'm just keeping track of things, you know, even though the move is in Saturday. Saturday's the big move. Day 30. Here we go. I'm like a little nervous. A little nervous. And Justin, how's work, dude? I saw another one of your posts. Effing crazy, dude. Dude, I in Philly last Thursday, I was leaving the office across from our Nordstrom in the city, because my office is like right there. Road rage shooting, like out of the blue. And me and this other dude I work with, he left like 10 minutes ahead of me, but we were literally minutes away from that. So, he was 10 minutes closer to it. But yeah, major crime scene, just a couple minutes from where I work. So, even like, it's everywhere, dude. It's just like the level of violence and accidents is insane right now. And it's like coming to your doorstep in Philly. That's really what I feel like. And the move pretty much like syncs up with that. Because the move, I'm going to be in a pretty much an isolated resort. So, gotta rock and roll with that. Been busy. I know, Justin, dude, I love, I know we were going back and forth, and I feel like I cut you short in that. But like I said, things are just crazy. But, dude, I love all the work I've been seeing from you. Life's a game of seconds. Life's a game of seconds and inches, right? Is that you get more and more people.
Sorry, I couldn't understand.
Alexa, stop. You get more and more people in the world every year and more bad drivers. Yeah. 100%, dude. So we gotta get Baby Groot going here. Sorry, I just got like a email notification. Making sure my phone's not on camera. All right, so where are we with this? All right, we gotta get like some image of a Baby Groot, just so you know what, I like the Groot in the flower pot too more than like anything. The Groot in the flower pot's the funniest thing. So I guess we'll just kind of do like one of these, right? That's like an eBay listing. I hate it when eBay listings creep their way into general searches. We're going to try and emulate this guy right here. For those of you who are not familiar with Baby Groot, if you hear me coughing, that is still my COVID cough. Yeah, and just out of like conversation with someone else, I had to explain to them, like the origin of Groot, like just the name, like the character, and they were like completely like just blown away that Groot kind of was like that old of a creation. But I think now, like if you just take in the path of the character, especially from that 2000 like Amy Abnett and like Abnett and Lanning, that comic series, which I think was less than 3 years, which is also hilarious. Nothing Guardians of the Galaxy lasted outside of the Jim Valentino one of the 90s, lasted for more than a couple years. And, people think it was like this, like, like easy selling comic shop, like favorite. And it wasn't. Like Guardians of the Galaxy never sold. And even now, doesn't really move books. It doesn't fly off the trade paperback stands and stuff like that. And it's a little hilarious when people act like that they're like lifelong GOTG fans, because I'm like, is there even such a thing? I don't even know if such a thing even like existed. Yeah, but Justin, dude, you are dude, like your work, dude, and like, dude, like I know you're like in the cold. I know it's, dude, we got another cold snap like rolling through here in Philly, and like you wouldn't believe how people just like overreact to the frigid temperature, like just in general. It's insane. It's hilarious. I can only imagine what you deal with, dude. And the funny thing is, we've been in conversation on doing a little bit of a summer trip to Chicago. And I am going to try and make that happen. And, you might be like, well, just make it happen. There's always factors in when I travel. Sometimes it's timing. Last year, a lot of things were easy because of COVID, so I traveled a lot. But this coming year, I don't think it's going to be as easy. But Chicago's on the list to visit. 1,000%. I bought a pad of hot press arches paper. Cool. I usually use the cold press, right? But just feel free to use paper. Yeah, and certain things. Yeah, look, you know what I like to do, Justin? Like a quick rule of thumb. When I get like a pad or like a series of new markers or anything, the commitment I make is I use it all up. Meaning, if I get like a new pad and I really want to understand the paper type, and if the pad might be 10 pages, 15 pages, 20 pages, 100 pages, like my objective would be to fill that up as quickly as possible. And, like like a self prompt challenge almost. Dude, having to sit here and look at the particular sex picture for like 3 hours recreating it. God. I know, dude. When you sent that to me too, I was like around people, and people probably thought I was like looking at nudie pictures on my phone, and I'm just like, and that's one of the reasons why I put my I kind of went a little bit dark talking to you, dude. It's hilarious. Yeah, but dude, like that's how you learn. Like be aggressive with how you learn. Because the way you're going to see light, the way you're going to see shape and shadow, it's different from between every artist. Like that's something within you that you have to unlock. And a lot of artists, think they can like kind of throw down a generic formula and be a better painter or be a better illustrator. And a lot of it is knowing how you look at things and how your brain processes the real world. So that needs a lot of experimentation. That needs work. And even for me, dude, I'm always trying to figure out ways for me to memorize things, so I have less stuff to look up while I'm drawing. I'm big on like developing and learning techniques to memorize more fast and more accurately. But that's a part of it. Yeah, I mean, like, I think every city, right, sucks in the winter. But I don't know. Look, like, I've spent time in Chicago before. I really would like to go to a Cubs game. Like, that's one of my things. I'm a big sports guy. Like, just the historic nature of the Chicago Cubs. It's hilarious that they kind of broke their own curse with that, with the recent World Series win. Major win though too. Like, that's one of those sports victories or sports events that you never thought you would see in your lifetime. So it's just like stuff like that. So I like, I really like going to new cities and just kind of being a resident for a little bit, which is also why I like to visit cities more than one, like the same city more than one time in a calendar year. So I get to just learn more and more about the city. And it's been a little bit too long. Like, I've spent so much time away from Chicago that, I'm sure like the things I would like to do are no longer there. Things that, I mean, like, that don't qualify as like tourist spots. Yeah, and my approach for this too is not like, it's not anal. I'm probably gonna be back and forth between coloring, penciling, inking, like doing all of it. Because I don't know, like, that's just the mood I'm in. I just had to go to my new building. And like I love it how things like just completely melt down, but the contact for the building, like our guy essentially is no longer there. And I sent him like a bunch of questions and things to verify today. And it's like all the emails got bounced back. Yeah, I'm the same way. Let me turn this freaking sound off. I'm the same way. The hot press is much better to sketch in. It's actually very good to ink on, but it doesn't hold the paint. Yeah, layer. Yeah, I mean, like, cause you know why? It's absorption. Look, I recently made the switch from textured bristles to smooth bristles, and I felt like I made the switch at the right time because my drawing style and like somewhat technique shifted to speed. So the smooth part of the paper complements my drawing style so well. It's the only way to develop your own style. It really is. Yes. Yeah, it's just kind of like it. You have to be relentless. You have to attack. You have to be like you. It's up to you to figure it out. Okay, and I think like I don't know, like if drawing, like if you were in an institution going through courses and having professors, they will definitely guide you, but they still cannot help you when it comes to pushing through some of the noise to get your own style. So here's what we're doing for anyone that didn't see the thumbnail attached to this live stream. First appearance of Groot right here. So we're going to do that. I got to figure out how. I would like to kind of just have like just the name just repeated throughout this entire panel. And this is very Howard Chaykin from American Flag, if you guys, or Howard Chaykin Black Hawk. If you guys really want to go into the history of the prestige format books by DC Comics. But dude, Justin, thanks for hanging out, buddy. Justin, I feel like every time you're here, I forget to grab something to drink because I'm kind of remembering the last time we were hanging out. But see, like, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to leave like a lot of the negative space. So I'm connecting like all the words, and we're leaving like negative space for the prompt title. Dude, it's scary sometimes leaving a sketchbook challenge. It really is, because you get so like intertwined with it. You get so attached. But I want to jump on my NWO one before the move for sure. Yeah, my NWO sketchbook is an all-black sketchbook, and relatively, we're using all white. Justin, like talking about like exploring things. My next sketchbook is all about exploring drawing in reverse, because I'm using black paper. I'm doing an array of white colored pencils and pastels. Doing a lot of these, experimenting with a lot of them. Oh, I'm a little bit behind here. Same, soak up the study and just watch. Yeah, I flew to my grandma's and gave her a hug when they won. Yeah, I was bawling. My grandma used to take me to. I know the yeah, like I wish. Yeah, like what's kind of funny? I think there was like a shift in American sports where the Red Sox won. When the Red Sox won and pretty much popped up their own like mini dynasty, because I believe they won 3 since then, right? They won 4. Like Red Sox relatively have modern day have won more than the Yankees. But once the Red Sox won, it was almost like this idea that it's all going to eventually happen. Like Eagles won the Super Bowl, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, Seahawks, the Bucks are back winning titles. And you get this kind of this longing that's gone. Which is kind of fun. Like the Astros won, like stuff like that, dude. Like that's why I love sports. I was at a bar and they won, right when the game ended. Yeah, I'll be back in 20 minutes. Oh, dude, that is so awesome, dude. That is, and it's just like, it's just one of those things where I just feel like everyone, in my opinion, watched that when the Red Sox won, and I think that spoiled sports fans from that point on, where they don't. I mean, like, I think it's funny where they already kind of brush off the Eagles Super Bowl, and the Eagles Super Bowl is kind of as historic. Like it doesn't compete with the Red Sox and Cubs winning, but if there was like one notch under, that's the significance of the Eagles winning their Super Bowl. There's a great documentary on all of that too, on even like the Eagles winning. It's called I think it's called Better Luck Next Year. It's on Hulu. Yeah, so we're drawing just a giant angry tree monster here. Yeah, and Justin too, because I know you are one of the people also behind it. But Trial by Fire should be doing a Monday night draw and call tonight. And, like that is clearly, I know that's a book that you're invested in. So just a little update on that. We'll be working on. Do I have it? I'm already. Oh, yes. Every time I turn around, I'm hoping what I need is in back of me. That's how crazy it is. But we're going to be working on this page. I was on a video chat last week, and smudged it like while I'm talking to people. But we got these upper panels, these top panels to work out. So this is going to be this is like a 9-panel page technically. But hey, how I really can't wait to draw the first appearance Groot. I don't know why. I just think it's so freaking cool that the character essentially became a plush toy from a horrific giant people eating monster. That's what I mean. Like, that's a little bit what I said in the description of the live stream. Like, the path of Groot to get like in front of our faces, like to get on screen, to make kids want to like buy Groot toys. It's insane, dude. It's crazy. There we go. We'll give him like some claws, some like tree bark. This is like, I love this stuff. Look, where Groot walks, death follows. I mean, you don't get any cooler than that. Give the people what they want. But it's always sad when you wrap up a sketchbook challenge. But I think for like the year and having this being my first one, I don't know. I love it. And I kind of like I really like the idea of this being a regular thing. Justin, like, I'm not done. I'm not done with StanUARY. We're going to push and try and really get that Facebook group going. I'm going to keep adding content to that Facebook group. I'm going to keep going through my contact list, inviting people, private messaging people, hoping that they, are convinced to join and contribute to the group, to the group. I think I said group there. Here we go. I think he's looking cool. I think he's looking mean. There was nothing more than two organizations, Red Sox and Cubs, who for years couldn't put together winning teams. Yeah, and but you know what though? They both had runs, especially the Red Sox. Like leading into, what year was that? 2002, 2003. You know what? I take it back. I want to say 2004. Yeah, I mean, Cubs kind of had a little bit more of a job. But when I was growing up, it was all about Ryan Sandberg and like yeah, the Cubs were a focus even when I was growing up. Or the Eagles winning the Super Bowl was kind of like the Rockets won the NBA Finals. And yeah, like yeah. When the Rockets won the back to back, yeah. I mean, look, if Jordan never came back, you want to say the Spurs, the Rockets, and the Jazz would have potentially been trading titles for the next 10 years. Yeah, I mean it is. But the yeah, and that was between the Patriots going to 3 straight Super Bowls, right? Right? Did they go to 3 straight? They No. They went to 2 straight. Because the next year they won against LA. But then who was I'm trying. Why can't I remember? Who did the Patriots play or the Falcons? It wasn't the Falcons because the Chiefs won. I mean, right? The Chiefs won. But that was after. Wow. You know, I hate it when I can't instantly recall modern Super Bowl trivia. And by modern, I mean like in the last like 10 years. I should be embarrassed. So I'm just focusing real quick to get some of this lettering done. And then I think we'll just do some like sky blue in back of it, as we'll do with this one too. Like we'll use blue a lot because I love the combo of blue and brown. I just think that is underused, underutilized. Yeah, and but here in Philly, like just the fact that the Eagles won against the Patriots is just like it would have been as good as what was it, the 2009 World Series if the Phillies beat the Yankees, and I do believe some of that was a part of it too because Philly kind of doesn't. I mean, if you want to consider the perennial teams and you're like off and on dynasties, like Philly doesn't have a good relationship with on and off dynasties because Allen Iverson lost against the the Shaq Kobe Lakers. Like they only won like one game in that series. They got their they got waxed pretty well in that one. And it's just like, I think that's a little bit of like where that longing too just kind of built up. But then again, I don't know. Any fan of the Phillies cannot be upset over that Yankees loss because the Phillies gave it up to the Blue Jays. Could you imagine giving up a World Series to the freaking Blue Jays? But I think that Blue Jays team may have won twice though, so they were like their own little hot thing for a while. But yeah, you can't say that around Philly. You get beat up. Yeah, I've been Ace can try and hunt down more Stan Lee Just Imagines, because I wanted to do like more of a detailed video on those. There's just so much. There's so many videos. I'm kind of what I'm working on too is just a little bit of the process to batch record. I never batch recorded ever, and I feel like I'm way overdue to kind of get some of that going. So the idea is to like maintain the streams and then just like drop videos that hopefully are like I don't want even like my videos of my YouTube stuff to be like me chasing um, reaction videos, doing these like hot takes, because usually hot takes are wrong. But even though if you go through my feed, if you go through the things I say on some of my videos, and even like my podcast, there's a lot that I predict. There's a lot that I am right on. If I toot my own horn. Oh, what do we got here? My phone is about to die. I got to crank up the screen resolution first. So where are we for that? Here we go. Let's see here. Because I just want one of him in the Guardians of the Galaxy uniform. I don't want the newer stuff. Like here. I guess now I'll just use the cosplay, but see, that's a Groot we want right here. Yeah, it's like funny too. It's like Groot has a permanent sidekick now. It's like he really is like he's such a character. Which I think is great. I really do. We're not going to be totally accurate. with some of this. Just and also too, like I don't want to just draw him in a big blue, red piped uniform without drawing some of his bark, right? Because like that's a cool texture. The pen loves drawing bark. It's kind of cool though. He has like these like techno, like little techno pods all over him. I always thought that was like a good little addition, design wise. We'll take some liberties with some of his bark here, right? Why the hell not? Yeah, we give him like tattered, torn up clothes just cause that looks cool. Wow, we're already an hour in. What are we doing? What are we doing? All right, so now I have to look up that freaking comic because I have to make a note that the character was relatively dormant until such and such comic book series. And I'm just looking for my cap right now. Right here, bingo. let's see. Publication history. Let's go. 90. That wasn't 92. $2008. So I always like to maybe erase around the pencil smudges and keep kind of like the pencil lines on the interior of the figure. So I think it kind of helps blending with some of the markers. Just adds like a little bit extra. And we're going to go with an all red background. It's going to be red, blue, and brown. We'll be like doing kind of like crazy red highlights here. Just to make it pop. Like I really want this to pop here. Just going to add some little bit more of a pop here. All right, I know I said that, but now I know I said red, but I'm second guessing red now. So can I go darker red maybe? This is a brown. Realistically, I do not have a ton of red either. Well, let's just do it. YOLO. You only live once. Let's do it. Maybe we'll use this one. These the same now. All right. Let's just do it. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I like this. I think we can work with this. And then we can kind of go back in. Add some nice detailed highlights here. Very cool. Yeah, I do like that. We can even kind of a little bit of an undercolor with the yellow to explain where some of those that yellow is coming from. All right, everyone. We're still going, but we're done with the prompts. Rock and roll. Love you. Thanks for hanging out. Peter A. DeLuca here. Signing.